Mel Thompson, welcome to Nature of Reality Radio. I am very happy that I'm able to get you on because I missed your presentation at the AWAKEN Expo. You presented on Sunday, and I was not able to make it that day. So all the more reason why I'm very thrilled that I'm able to get you on the show right now to explain your work and everything that goes with it. Anybody who presents at a Great Camp PC conference is worthy of being a guest on my show without question. So please introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you experienced that causes you to do the stuff that you do, and I will not interrupt you. So without further ado, knock yourself out, and then we'll get into some important questions regarding the science and metaphysics behind your work. And of course, you can make a sales pitch out of this too, so you can gain some customers out of this program, of course. So knock yourself out. You got the floor.
Well, thank you, Andrew, so very much for sharing your time with me and inviting me to be on your show. As you mentioned, my name is Melanie Thompson, and I created In-Lightened Spirit, Illuminations and Healing, where I am a spiritual psychic advisor and medium, helping people to co-create more radiant lives by implementing strategies, belief systems, and actual tangible actions that they can do to aid in that co-creation, to aid in the collaboration and aid in the cooperation of all the energies at our disposal so they can live, like I said, more radiant lives. I also created a program called HEAL, Human Evolution as Light. And this program is an intensive program where we use mind, body, spirit techniques to kind of step into our divine pure energy, which I describe as light. And so one of the questions you just asked me is, why do I do this? How did I come by this? I will tell you, not easily. From the very beginning of my life, I had difficulties adjusting, mainly adjusting with myself, with understanding the reason why I was born, why I was experiencing the circumstances I was experiencing, and how they were important to me in becoming an actual living human being, not just a cog in the wheel of society, or just a blight on society, or a wart on the ass of society. That was pretty much my predominant mind thought, belief system, was that I was somehow unlucky, unworthy, inconsequential to everything. And it wasn't my parents' fault. It wasn't the world around me's fault. Of course, I received negative stimuli, and that didn't help, change my mind. But I soon realized that I didn't have the resources I needed to believe anything differently. I mean, let's face it, living is hard. None of this is easy. But I didn't know that nobody knows what they're doing. Like, there isn't a guidebook, there isn't a rules listed anywhere that tells you how you can manage negative stimuli and how you can cultivate a sense of self that doesn't impede on somebody else's sense of self. Nobody tells you that you are really here to figure it out. And the best way to figure life out is by going deeper within to discover who you really are, how you operate, and what's important to you. And so with much research and development, I struggled. I struggled for many, 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 many years. And honestly, the only thing I did right was go to therapy. And I went to therapy, and I went to support groups, and I reached out to friends. And eventually, when the pain got great enough, I started to take actions that brought more positive / helpful results to me. And since finding those actions, I've been continuously searching for more helpful strategies and belief systems that I can implement to bring more prosperous means and ends to myself. And so I didn't say, hey, I'm going to be a psychic and a medium and teach healing seminars. No, I was a yoga teacher. I taught meditation. I was in retail. I was a merchandiser. I've had numerous jobs. I was a personal assistant to a philanthropist. I was a assisted living activities coordinator. I was a director of a mental health firm. All of those jobs were required for me to discover what it is that I really do, what I'm good at, and to how to leverage all my skills, talents, and treasures into this offering. Enlightened spirit, illuminations and healing, and heal human evolution as light. And so one day I quit my job and I said, God, I call God, Jesus, Buddha, Satan, Allah, the universe, whatever you call it. The label is inconsequential, so I've been told. So I said, yo, what, you made me this way. What's the deal? Like, I cannot live this way. I just want to survive. You tell me what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'll do it. But I'm tired of this going from job to job, trying to figure shit out on my own. And God said, you have talents. Why don't you use them? I said, that's psychic shit. That's bull. He's like, I gave you talents. Why don't you use them? So I said, okay. I said, all right. It was definitely a period of the darkness of the soul. I was crying and screaming in my car. And I said, okay, if I'm going to be a psychic, if I'm going to be a medium, if I'm going to bring people into the light, then you're going to bring me the resources and you're going to put me in the rooms. And that week, he increased my credit card limits. And they increased my credit card limits. That week, I got a banner. I found events to be at, and I proceeded to go to events and speak to other light workers about the work that we are doing to bring more people into the light and to show how radiance is so very tangible if you're willing to work for it. And I've been doing that for just about over a year. And I there's nowhere else to go but up and deeper into this process. This is where I was meant to be. And it only took 43 years to figure it out. So I hope that is sufficient.
Yes, yes. Thank you for that little intro there. And well, it says your entry here on your inline spirit illuminations healing, co-create your most radiant life. How come you use the phrase co-create instead of just create? Where's the co come from? What are you trying to imply there when you say co-create your most radiant life? Out of curiosity.
Co-create, yes.
Yeah.
Co-create, collaborate, cooperate. The co comes from the idea that in this society, in this manifestation, the emphasis has been placed on the individual to to make everything that they need possible by willpower alone, by their own intellect, by their own you know energy, moxie, whatever. That's the emphasis I feel that society has placed on the individual. However, there are subtle and not so subtle energies that are available to anyone who chooses to be aware of them, that are actually invested in your growth and in your joy and in your happiness. It's actually not invested in your suffering and your demise. And when we decide to become aware of those subtle and not so subtle energies, we can work with them to help create the things that we want. One of the biggest examples of co-creating and collaborating and cooperating with subtle energies is the concept of manifestation and the concept of raising your vibration. Manifestation is a technique where if we think about something, then we can bring it about into physical form. And so many people get the idea of manifestation a little bit confused because they think that if they can conjure it up in their mind, then that's what they can get. And that is true and not so true. I have found that manifestation doesn't just require your imagination and your intellect, but it also requires your energy level. awareness of where your energy level is really exerting the most effort in what you're thinking about that situation that you choose to manifest, as well as the subtle energies of the people and the circumstances that are around you. Um, so I like to use the example of, vibrations in my manifestation. So I say often in my readings and my lessons, I'm going to win the lottery. I am winning the lottery. I am definitely going to win the lottery, but I might not win. But I'm going to win the lottery, right? I think that I'm manifesting this experience of winning the lottery. I think I'm resonating at a 10, but that sliver of I might not win is actually resonating at a 4. So I'm not really truly resonating at a 10 with my dream and desire for winning the lottery. I'm really manifesting at a 6. And when I understand that I'm entertaining ideas that lower my vibration, lower my resonancy with what I desire, when I become aware of that, then I can do deeper work in understanding, in searching for the reason why that lower vibration, that lower resonance is interrupting the higher resonance that I seek to have. And so what I like to do is help show people where they are honestly, so they can then make decisions to go up the ladder and create just a higher vibration to bring things that they need and want to themselves. Another part of manifestation many people overlook is the feeling surrounded around the things that they want. And so I want to win the lottery, not just because I want to get rich, but being rich also implies security and safety and ease and comfort. And so in my manifestation, I may not win the lottery, but I actually might get more ease, more comfort, more safety and security, because we can't really tell manifestation how it's supposed to help and soothe our souls. We're just really supposed to do the footwork.
Thank you. Thank you. You say that you are a uh, illuminator and psychic reader. First of all, the illuminator, the not to sound conspiratorial, but Illuminati, the system of domination control. That means the enlightened ones. So I presume, yeah, not that you're certainly not a member of them, but you use the word illuminator to say that you are enlightening people. Is that what you mean by illuminator, or well, yeah, could enlighten to bring light upon to give people just more information and more consciousness expansion stuff that will enlighten them. Is that what you mean by illuminator? To enlighten others? Yes, basically.
Yes, I am not a member of the
Of
Illuminati.
course not. Don't
um,
think you would be.
Illuminator, yes, to bring light, to live as light, to help others discover their personal light, because they too, like, I'm just some bozo on the bus. Like, seriously, I'm just this chick who decided that she wanted to operate from her best interests and her best qualities. If I can do this, anybody can do this. And so I am just another member of a light worker tribe that is helping to bring other members of this world that we live in into the light with us. It is so much more cozy in here. It is so much more uplifting, and is so much more helpful than being in the darkness, in the shadows of fear and doubt. And so, yes, that is where Illuminator comes from. Um, Also, to understand that as an illuminator, I am working with energies that are available to every single person on this earth: sound energy, sensation energy. Yes, the auric field energies. If we just created the time to become aware and then maybe made a decision to embrace.
Thank you. And your abilities as a psychic reader. What kind of psychic are you? Because not all psychics are the same. I mean, there are psychics out there who will channel the loved ones of the deceased loved ones of people to help them bring closure. to losing someone. And there are other psychics out there who have the ability to, well, communicate with some of the more prominent historical figures who have passed away and are looking over humanity. Ted Marr, a psychic who had the chance to communicate with people like Einstein and JFK in his talk with me, so I had a chance to communicate with those prominent historical figures for a moment. And then again, you got some psychics who, even though they say, "Well, yeah, psychic powers are real," I I'm a living proof that some psychics are actually skeptical of other psychics who have the ability to channel such prominent historical figures, saying it's kind of a stretch for them to do that. But well, not all psychics are created equal. The fact that some psychics don't believe that other psychics can channel such historical figures just shows that. But then again, we're all consciousness, so why would it be impossible to do something like that? So I guess, for lack of a better question, what kind of psychic are you?
What kind of psychic am I?
Yeah.
I'm not your everyday psychic, that's for sure. And let me be clear, the term psychic, I put that in for marketing purposes because nobody knew what an illuminator was. Honestly, if I put down psychic, they understand that it is definitely tapping into energies that they're not often aware of. So that's the kind of psychic I am. I am a psychic that sees you, and I create a soul-based connection between you and me and my spirit guides. And then I channel messages that my spirit guides want me to tell you about yourself, about your situation, and about the way that you are navigating in the world. So I also do some mediumship, and I'm able to tap into those who have transitioned, and get general messages about what they are thinking for you, what they're wanting for you. Um, do I go even further with historical figures and the such? I haven't tried. I had no desire to do so yet. But I do have a team of homies, of all sorts of spiritual beings that are infusing my words and my actions and my ideas with what I like to call the light, but what I also consider to be a new way of living, a pathway for freedom for anyone who chooses to dig deeper and to engage with me and my work. Freedom, they say right now, they're telling me that, we are under the illusion of being free. We are really not free. We have chosen to become enslaved to many, many things that are not to our best interest. And if we do indeed want to survive as individuals and as a species, we are going to need to do a little deeper dive and to discover where our shackles are and to actively dismantle them. Um, I recently saw the movie Leave the World Behind, and wrote a subsequent blog about it. And it's so very true. The way human beings treat each other needs to change if we don't become active participants, if we don't want to become active participants in our obliteration. So
Yeah, the society is seems to be going to hell in a handbasket in some regards. I mean, all the economic problems, people, seems like theft is at an unprecedented level in so many places now. I mean, some people seem to think it's not a big deal just to take something if you need to do that to survive. Well, no, because if you are what you project to the world, you can't escape the fact that your actions will have repercussions upon you. So you take from others. This nature will find a way to make sure you get something taken from you. Eye for not exactly eye for a tooth kind of thing, but something is going to happen to you if you don't treat people well. So
well, that's not what I'm saying.
okay,
What I am saying is that, you know the science, every cause has an effect, cause and effect, yes. energy cannot be created or destroyed. And the motivation for not doing something reprehensible like stealing or killing shouldn't come just because we think something bad is going to happen to us. But it's getting people to understand that the reasons why we don't do things that are not helpful is because it hurts us. We are actively engaging in a pattern of self harm. We are actively choosing to become victims in a system that's not designed for us. And so, yes, if we look at the general, the bigger picture, yes, like if we want to say, if you do something bad, you're going to get something bad. Okay, yeah. But the thing that we get is often not as powerful or as painful as the stuff that we do to ourselves as a result of what we've done. And so there is a deeper level to those who steal. And those motivations are the motivations that I explore and help other people understand that there is a way to be in this system without needing to grasp and cause harm and still get the things that you need.
Thank you for a little enlightening piece there. And moving on to a couple of things that you do. It says you are you're an enlightened spirit illumination healing Facebook page. It says astrologist and psychic. Going to the astrology part, I presume you are a Western astrologer. Going
No,
by
I'm
the
not an astrologer, actually.
oh
I think that was just the label.
oh
That is my business page. Facebook makes generalizations, and so
okay
when I clicked on choosing psychic, that's what it did. It was like psychic astrologer.
oh interesting okay
It didn't have illuminator. Not
okay
yet. Not
all right
yet.
well on the page. Well, first of all, let's go to that little symbol there. It kind of looks like the flower of life, but it's not a flower of life.
Yeah.
Um, well, it looks like a flower, but it's not exactly like what the flower of life looks like.
Yeah.
What symbol is that that you have there, and why'd you choose that?
Well, I actually created that symbol. It's a combination of two symbols that I created on Adobe Cloud. And why I chose it is that in the center, it's open, and we've got all these intersecting points, all these intersecting lines that lead to an open center, and the dots around those lines, those intersecting lines, are additional forms of energy, are additional um, magic, glitters of magic that we can cooperate with as we generate our own being, as we generate a more radiant life, to have our centers be more full and light and and just open to, a new way of being.
Uh,
So that's what I thought about when I created it.
Thank you. And so, well, you're the top of the page here. It says Oracle card illuminations with Mel.
Mhm.
So you're an oracle, are you? You try to use cards to, well, predict the future, don't you? That's what oracles do. Or do you not really try to look at it that way as a future predicting oracle? What kind
Okay.
of oracle are you? I think is the best
So
question to ask.
an oracle is someone who is able to give you information, right? Your future is really in your hands. And so I give you information that will allow you to make decisions, because when we have the ability to make decisions, that is when we are practicing freedom. And so I give you information so you can make decisions on how to cultivate a more helpful future, or how to cultivate a more harmful future or not so helpful future. I say oracle cards because that is the medium that I started this work with. I started with Doreen Virtue's oracle cards. I use ascended masters, goddesses, and fairies, and now I've expanded into Aviola Abrams' African goddess oracle cards. And so I have found in my work that I channel the messages first, and the cards further illuminate what I've been saying. And so people can hear it and then they see it in the cards that they picked. And so that is why the label Oracle is there. It may not remain because I'm always rebranding, but that is how I do my work. I channel messages and then show you the evidence through the cards.
All right. I guess let's kill two birds with one stone here. Um, One of the advertisements that you had here, it looks like you you're a regular presenter at the Awaken Center for Human Evolution. You actually do like regular events there, because I'm seeing something here. 5 days ago, you posted for something involving meditation and yoga with Mel. So you show up there regularly to
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
One of these days, I'd like to go there for one of the events. And so seems like a common trend on this interview has been, what kind of are you? Well, I guess
yeah.
the best question here is, what kind of meditation and what kind of yoga do you practice and preach and do in your sessions, for lack of a
Okay.
better question?
So, the Awaken Center for Human Evolution um, uh, is in the Plymouth Meeting Mall in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. And this is where I get to implement my program, Heal. Ooh, Human Evolution is Light. Wednesdays, I am there and I run a walking group. I run meditations, and I run yoga, as they're all facets of the mind, body, spirit programming that I have implemented with my program, Heal. And so the walking group is about building community through fitness. Meditation is actually a lot of different forms of meditation, guided meditation, pranayama, breathing meditation, um, and also a meditations of discovery in a safe container, so you can see what's going on and then have some healing words and tones infused in this meditation so you can do the deep dive and take the most out of it that you can. And then the yoga is a supported yoga practice where you can uncover your strength and to actually hear how you're speaking to yourself when placed in challenging situations and placed in ease. So it's all designed to help you create more awareness of who you are, how you operate, and then what you want to do with all that information. And so that's on Wednesdays. I often do readings, readings as Enlightened Spirit on Wednesdays and Thursdays as well at the Plymouth Meeting Mall.
Hmm. For once, I actually have Wednesday tomorrow off from work. Maybe I'll stop by. Problem is, I actually don't have any money left on my card to pay for it. I don't know if maybe they'll let
Well,
me
the
wait
good
until
news, there's good news.
what?
The meditation is donation based. So,
Okay.
we want people to come in regardless of where they're at. The walking group is, I believe, is also donation based. The only payment that I ask is for the yoga class, which is $20.
Mm. All right. I will think about coming by for that tomorrow. See how things go.
Would love to
Um,
have you.
yes. I've Yeah, that seems like a little bit of a jinx with that Awaken Center with me. I was able to attend the Saturday event where you did not present. You presented Sunday, but that event, the what that happened between 11:11 and I think a new moon the following Monday, and apparently the energies of both 11:11 and the new moon clashed with me and hit me pretty hard. I was so weak I couldn't get out of bed on Sunday to attend the event. And a similar thing happened when he had his grand opening for the event, which apparently you were there as well. I was unable to attend that for the same reason. Apparently, some evil forces out there didn't want me to attend the event, so they made me feel extremely weak when I got up, so I couldn't get out of bed that day. I felt about as weak as I did like when I had COVID
You
last
needed
year.
to rest and you
Yeah.
needed to let the energy work on you. Nothing
Okay.
evil about that.
Yeah.
Now look at what you're doing.
Yes. Great. Great. So, hmm, seems like I've run out of options here. Third interview in a row. I'm actually not going to put on Patreon. As you requested, this be free for everybody, so I will do that. This is the third interview in a row I've done that I have been giving free for everybody.
Well, the first one's free.
Yes, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, it'll get a lot of views. Fortunately, I've been shadow banned pretty hard. Apparently, if you type Nature of Reality Radio into the YouTube search, the channel comes up, and none of the interviews that I did in the past come up. So they don't want them to hear my program, apparently. The only reason I haven't been kicked off YouTube yet is because I only have 6,500 subscribers. I'd love more, but then again, if I had more, I'd probably suffer the same fate as people like Alex Jones and David Icke. And, well, luckily
we don't even think that way.
Oh, I don't want to think that.
Send it to me and I'll put it on my page.
Yes, I will. I still have one more interview that I have to upload before yours. Because I did that a few days ago. They come first, because first come, first serve on my show, but I'll make sure I get this up. That interview will be up today, and your interview will hopefully get up tomorrow on my day off. So thank you, Mel, for coming on. One last thing, anything you want to get out, you can make one last sales pitch out of this, any contact info, any future events, how people can reach you and all that. Why don't you close on that note for us?
Yeah. So, anyone who's seeing this interview, I want you to know that not only am I here for you, but I feel you. And the reason why you're seeing this is because you know that a change needs to happen. You understand that your birthright is literally at your fingertips. You're just missing some pieces, just like I was. And I would love to help you collect the pieces, put them together in a way that you can be happier with your legacy, enjoy your life. You are not alone. And either you join me at Plymouth Meeting Mall, you reach out to me on my website, you reach out to me on Facebook. It costs you nothing to reach out. It costs you nothing for a consultation, for that matter. If you don't do something different, you will not get anything different. So reach out to me. I'm here to help, because when I help lift you up, I get lifted as well. And hey, I don't enjoy digging in the gutter. So I continue to try to stay up, 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 up there in the stratosphere with all the other light beings.
Well, thank you very much, Mel. This was a very pleasurable, enlightening interview. Wasn't a very long one, but it still was very pretty informative. And so thank you very much. Take care. Hope I'll see you at some future event, maybe tomorrow, if I'm lucky. And best of luck to you. I'm sure I'll see you at a future AWAKEN event sometime when he does another one of those conference-like events. Next one's in March, I believe. So we'll see how that goes with that. So best of luck to you. Thank you for everything. Hope you get more customers out of this interview. And best of luck to you. Take care.
Blessings. Thank you.
Bye-bye.